just introduce myself again. I'm Ntando Mbonambe. I'm a consultant for FEM. So in as far as engaging with contractors regarding their workmen's compensation, the letter of good standing, and I know that there are still quite a few people which are currently with the compensation fund, purely based on the fact that it's possible that they didn't know that there is an alternative workmen's compensation provider. So yeah, look, when it comes to us providing workmen's compensation, we get a license from the compensation fund to provide the service. And it's company. There's only two companies which provides the service outside of the compensation fund. It's ourselves and RMA. So RMA takes care of the mining, steel, and automotive industries, and then FEM is just building and construction. So yeah, I'll just go here. Right, so yeah, so I just did mention that when it comes to FEM providing the service, we're licensed by the compensation fund. So we're licensed by the Department of Employment and Labour to provide workmen's compensation for the building and construction industry. And then when it comes to this part of the year, that's when a lot of people obviously need to renew their workmen's compensation, and that is done in a process called a return of earnings. So how workmen's compensation works is that you first provide estimated earnings, or in terms of the terminology of the compensation fund, they call it a provisional salaries and wages for the period, which is normally starts from 1st of March and it ends at the end of February the following year. So with that calculation, the earnings are times by the risk rates, which would be obviously gazetted by the compensation fund every year. So yeah, so for this session, I would just want us to touch base on how an assessment is calculated, and also just to clarify that FEM doesn't charge you anything over and above what you're currently paying at the compensation fund, because remember, when it comes to workmen's compensation, we're all guided by the COID Act. And when it comes to calculation of a premium, that is gazetted, the risk rate is gazetted by the commissioner each and every year. All right, so as I did mention that we are in the new assessment period now, being March 2023 ending February 2024. Right, so the plumbing industry is under subclass 0501. All right, so the rate was 2.22 for last year, which was the period 1st of March 2022 ending end of February 2023. So the risk rates for the plumbing industry was 2.22, but we're seeing a huge increase in terms of the new rates, which has been implemented from 1st of March 2023, and it'll be obviously commencing ending at the end of February 2024. So remember, the premium is calculated from the projected salaries and wages to be paid for the period. All right. So when it comes to the calculation of this year of this year's, all right. So the calculation, as I did mention, that the new risk rate is 2.43, and it's pretty much your projected earnings, and then it's times by the risk rate, which is 2.43, and that is how you would know how much you need to pay in terms of the premium. So now remember, you're never going to find yourself in a situation whereby maybe you're overpaying in terms of your workman's compensation, because it's a standard calculation that is used each and every year. So you pretty much find yourself in a situation whereby one of three things can happen when it comes to calculation of an assessment or a premium. It's either you underestimate, or you overestimate, or you break even when it comes to your premium. Because remember, you first start off projecting how much your salaries and wages will be for a certain period. You times that by the risk rate, and then the following year we're going to ask for now your actuals. So in the event that maybe you had estimated that your salaries and wages is going to be maybe 120,000 for the whole year. In the event that maybe you're seeing that you've paid maybe 150,000 rand in terms of your premium for that particular period, obviously there's going to be a shortfall of the 30,000 that you haven't paid, obviously, to workmen's compensation because you had underestimated. So that means that shortfall of the 30,000 rand would be times by that 2.43 risk rate, and it would be added onto your assessment for the following period. All right, or you can find yourself in a situation whereby you paid out maybe 90,000 rand in salaries and wages for the assessment period. That means that there's a surplus of that 30,000, and that would be bolted on to your new premium, and you would find yourself in a credit, or you pretty much pay that exact 120,000 in terms of salaries and wages, meaning that you're not owing or you are not being owed a credit when it comes to the new assessment period. And then just to go back again and emphasize regarding how one becomes an FEM member. So it's either you can so the first one is that if you're a new contractor and you require workmen's compensation, we treat that as a new registration. It takes anything between 5 to 7 working days. And then the second contract is already with workmen's compensation, and they need to transfer over to FEM. So we facilitate that whole process. So it's not going to be a situation whereby you still need to notify the compensation fund in the event that you obviously decide to transfer over to FEM. So these are all my contact details, and it's a seamless process. So as soon as you receive your transfer documentation, we would then capture the policy and raise an assessment on FEM side. So but the return of earnings for the period being March 2022 and in February 2024. Sorry about that. So for the period of March 2022 ending February 2023, we would ask for the actuals and we would submit that on your behalf to the compensation fund, so that we notify them that you are transferring over now to FEM, and we only transfer companies which were in good standing, obviously, with the compensation fund. And yeah, so that's it from my side.